All right, hard truth for you today. Let's talk about sleep. Is everybody getting enough sleep out there? Okay, sleep is literally one of my favoriteest things to do, always has been. But I also think that it is one of the most neglected aspects to our overall health these days. We feel like it's something that we can sacrifice pretty easily, not make a priority for it. We actually even brag often about how much sleep we don't get. This is not a badge of honor that we want to wear because it affects our overall health in so many ways. Okay, so let's talk about some of the things that happen when you don't get enough sleep. First of all, you're putting yourself at a higher risk of getting about 100 different diseases and illnesses. Anything from cold, flu, the coronavirus, all the way up to high blood pressure, heart disease, cancer, stroke, things like anxiety and depression, just to name a few. Okay, so our immune system is down. It cannot function like it's supposed to when we are not getting enough sleep. So if you don't want to get the coronavirus, then just go to bed earlier, okay? So, true story, when I was in high school, I used to pull all-nighters before finals. So twice a year, every semester, I would stay up all night, the couple days before finals, studying, trying to cram all of that information and memorize everything. And without fail, every single time I would get so sick, sometimes even like so sick to the point where I almost couldn't take the tests. I would have coughing, sneezing, congestion, headaches, fever, just felt exhausted, so just tired and just awful. And it would always happen. I was also eating a bunch of junk food, a bunch of sugar, a bunch of caffeine to try and stay awake. And my immune system was just shot. It couldn't keep up. It couldn't fight anything off. And just the exhaustion caused me to be so sick. So what else is there? What other things can happen when you don't get enough sleep? Not getting enough sleep affects our weight. When we're not getting enough sleep, we're going to snack more. We're going to crave more sugary foods, and we're also going to make poor food choices. So that all is going to lead to being overweight. It's going to lead to obesity. Also, if you're trying to lose weight, it's going to make it harder. The fat's going to stick on a whole lot harder when you're not getting enough sleep. Sleep deprivation hinders our ability to process and remember new information. It makes it hard for us to make good decisions. We get poor judgment when we don't sleep well. It makes us moody and irritable. It actually is a huge contributor to headaches and migraines. I'm going to stick some graphics in the comments. These things have all the fancy terms and the technical terms of things and numbers and research and facts and reasons for all of this stuff that I'm saying. Remember, I want to bring you the information, the basic education of these issues, and then I want you to research on your own so you know why you believe what you believe. You know why these things are important to you, and so that you can follow through with them in your own life. So, how much sleep is enough sleep? Again, I'm going to put a graphic for this in the comments, and it's a graph that shows how much sleep you need to get according to your age, because it's different for every age. For me, I would say I run best on 8 to 9 hours of sleep, but some adults may only need 7 hours. I would say anything less than 7 hours is not enough sleep, and here's why. Our body has a designed sleep pattern, and it needs that much time to complete the process. Our brain is like a computer, so it needs a certain amount of time to go through that whole process of downloading everything that it's taken in throughout the day and figuring out where it goes. So think of your phone when you do an update. If you were to interrupt the process, you were to stop it, it has to start all over again. It needs a certain amount of time to do that. Our brain, our body is the same way. Now, what about those people that say, I just can't get 9 hours of uninterrupted sleep? It's just not going to happen. I will say that there are seasons in our lives where that's not possible. Listen, I had 4 babies. I know it was not possible. It was my job to wake up in the middle of the night to feed them and care for them. And so that was just a season of my life, sometimes a very long season. Honestly, that's kind of one of the reasons I stopped having babies, was because my sleep deprivation was not good for anyone in the house. I was moody, I was cranky, it was awful. So 4 babies it was. Maybe that would have been different if I had Plexus back then, but I didn't. So God gives us grace in those seasons where we really can't get enough sleep. But here's the thing. God designed us with these necessary sleep patterns, and He designed our bodies so that we would function our best with adequate amount of quality sleep. So if we didn't really need it or could do with less, then He would have designed us that way. So if you're someone who says, I just can't get 8 hours of sleep, then I think you really need to evaluate what it is that you're doing during the day. If God designed your bodies to need 8 hours of sleep, He's going to make a way to make that happen. If you can't get those 8 hours, then you probably have things in your life that don't need to be there. This could be things like hobbies, going out with your friends, TV, computer, video games, Pinterest. That's mine. But dare I even say that it could be your job or your school or studied schedule. Again, there's a season for everything. So this might be your season just to be extra busy. But that's between you and God. You need to ask Him and make sure that what you're doing and what is taking up your time is exactly what He wants you to be doing. But if these are long-term things, then you probably need to make some changes. I mean, when I would pull the all-nighters and study for the finals and stay up all night, that was only for a season, but there was also a better way I could have done that. I could have been a better student throughout the whole semester and studied through the whole semester instead of trying to like jam pack it all in that 1 week before just to learn for the tests. So just start thinking about a better way to do things, a better way to get more sleep, and what you might have to eliminate from your daily life to get that. Okay, now let's talk about how to get better sleep. There's a bunch of different tips and tricks and super easy common sense kind of things, but some things that have really, I know, helped me. First of all, you need to start by making a bedtime routine, something that you start even a couple hours before you're going to bed, something that you're always going to continue doing starting at the same time. This way your brain is getting used to the idea once you start doing these things, it knows that it's time to start unwinding, to start relaxing, and that you're getting ready for sleep. Some of those things could be like drinking sleepy time tea or chamomile tea. I personally don't do this just because if I drink anything too close to bedtime, then I'm up in the middle of the night and have to pee. And then that interrupts my sleep. So I don't do that. But that it works for some people. Some people love that. I would say one of the best tips that I have started doing and I love doing is I write down my to-do list for the next day. So before I go to bed, I write my to-do list out so that I'm not thinking about it. That's one less thing for me to worry about, think about it. I know that it's there for me to do tomorrow and it's all written there. I don't have to spin my wheels as I'm trying to fall asleep doing these things. Another thing I do is have an essential oils diffuser. That was hard for me to say. And I usually put lavender in there because both my husband and I love that scent. There's a bunch of different kinds that you can use that will help relax you, help for sleep. There's blends that are specifically designed to help you sleep. I also sometimes do a linen spray, which I make. Do not buy something with synthetic fragrances in it. But using essential oils and water and a little bit of rubbing alcohol, put it in a spritzer and then spray it all over your bed when you make your bed in the morning. Spray it on your pillows, spray it on your sheets. Then when you go to bed, then you smell that aromatherapy really helps you fall asleep. How about put your phone or your computer or iPad or whatever away? It's suggested to do that 1 to 2 hours before you go to bed. That's crazy. I have not perfected that. I would love to. I have started putting my phone in the other room at night. I charge it in the other room, so it's not where I am. I do need to get an alarm clock, an actual real alarm clock, so that I can use that and not use my phone, not have to rely on my phone for that. That has helped. It helps so you don't keep checking your phone, you don't hear it buzz, and you know, you're woken up and you check your messages or whatever. But I definitely do struggle with the 1 to 2 hours before bed. Another suggestion, which I'm totally lacking on but would like to improve on, is the TV. We do have a TV in our bedroom and we watch it every night. It's on. And then we turn on the timer and it goes off, like, I don't know how long it's set for, 15, 20, 30 minutes or whatever. That's not the best idea. It's not the best practice. I have always liked to have the TV on for the background noise, and something just like mindless to watch. My husband always puts on the Science Channel or the History Channel, and that I can easily fall asleep to. So I like to have that. It helps kind of distract my brain from my thoughts, and I can kind of think about that boring stuff, and it just helps me fall asleep. But I do think it's not the best thing. Even when it does automatically go off, it usually wakes us up. Even though it's just for a second, it usually wakes us up. Sometimes it does keep us up, and you know, all of a sudden you're awake, can't go back to sleep. The light and the sound throughout the night, if it stays on, are going to keep you awake. Years ago, when my husband worked nights, he was in the military, and we lived in Vegas, and I hated being home alone by myself, and so I would keep the TV on all night. Like, I was not going to turn it on or turn it off because I wanted to have that noise. And I don't know, because the TV on at night is going to protect you from anything. I don't know. But I would not sleep well at all because I would wake up many times throughout the night to hear the TV, a new sound, a new light, something like that. So it really isn't a good idea to keep that on. And even if you don't think that you're waking up, you're still not getting that full deep sleep. You're not getting into that same sleep pattern that you don't want to get interrupted. Also, another thing that I'm just starting to look into, blue light. It's a thing. You should look into it. Actually, maybe I will do a video on blue light and what all of that means, which comes from your devices, TV, cell phone, computer, that kind of stuff. Some other little things that you can do: avoid caffeine, like at 3 is what some people say. Don't drink caffeine after 3. Make sure you drink water. But again, I limit that way before I go to sleep. A cooler temperature, keep a cooler temperature in your bedroom. You can sleep better with a cooler temperature. Also a weighted blanket. I got one for Christmas and I love it. It's really comfy. And so that just helps keep you comfortable and sleep well. Something else you can do is you can stretch. Go on Pinterest, go on Google, and look up bedtime stretches or something to do right before you fall asleep to help you fall asleep. It's going to help relieve some of the tension. It's going to help relax you. There's all kinds of different things to do, some easy things to follow. Another thing, back to the TV, if we didn't have a TV on in our room, we would have more time to read. Now, Danny and I both make time to read throughout the day. We both love reading, but we could actually get some more reading done if we would just turn off our TV and spend that time reading a book and relaxing that way, and helping that be our relaxation. You know, we tend to watch the TV to tune out, and I think we can just do the same thing with reading a book. So I'm trying that. We're going to do that. And my husband will have no problem with it because it's actually me that has always asked to have the TV on. And so he'll be super excited about this new change that we're going to do. Okay, so I really hope that this was all helpful, and I hope that you have learned some things that you didn't know, and I hope that you go out there and you do your research. You figure out why you need more sleep, and this is really a thing, and how much it can help you, and all of those things. If you guys have any questions, please hit me up, let me know. Also, please let me know if this was helpful, if this was beneficial in any way, so that I know if I should keep talking about this kind of stuff. All right, hope you guys have a great night's sleep tonight. Bye.